Off to a great start.
That was awesome. Best start ever for our first show. Do you want to just start it over again?
Yeah. No, let's go in the middle.
Yeah. So my name's Mike DeLuca. That's Kayla Coughlin. This is Tuesday Talk. We just did a whole thing and messed it up. So we're gonna do this again, see how it works. So we're talking about 50 Cent because he's going to court for being broke.
Yes.
He posted a bunch of Instagram pictures. Well, okay, so basically he declared bankruptcy.
Yes.
And the way bankruptcy works is that you have to prove to the judge that you're bankrupt and that you can't pay off all the debt and all of the
just anything you owe.
Anything that you owe, you have to pay back.
Just wait a second. I thought that the way you declare bankruptcy is the way Michael Scott did it, where you walk outside and scream, "I am declaring bankruptcy."
I wish. So basically, 50 posted a Instagram picture.
50? Yeah, you're on
50.
First name basis?
Yeah, we are on a first name basis, actually. We're homeboys.
And he's broke.
And yeah, he's broke, so he needed my help. Not that I would be much help.
I was going to say you're broke. You never have money.
So basically, piles of cash in his Instagram picture. They spelled out the word broke, $100 bills. I mean, how idiotic can you get? If you're filing for bankruptcy, the first thing you make sure you do is hide all your money.
Yeah, you show that you are lacking in funds.
You don't show off to your Instagram followers that you've got a bunch of money. So
maybe he emptied out every account, and that is all. There's the only hundreds.
He probably just closed all his bank accounts and then has a bunch of cash laying around.
So basically, what we're saying right now is 50 Cent's an idiot, and he's broke, and he's probably gonna go. He's probably gonna go nowhere with this case of bankruptcy, with declaring bankruptcy.
Unless the judge just really feels bad for him, and really wants to just.
Yeah, well, there's anyone I pity in this world, it's 50 Cent. If there's anyone worthy of charity.
I don't know about that.
So what else?
So you want to do the next topic? We'll go 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah, the next cool thing we got going on is maybe a few of you have seen this. The Apollo 10 astronauts. It's come back into the spotlight. Apollo 10 astronauts heard quote unexplained sound while orbiting the far side of the moon, according to these. They had once been classified documents, but now they're back. They've resurfaced, and NASA claims that they've had this information since 1973. Thoughts?
Yeah, so NASA said that NASA kind of poked a jab. I think it was Discovery Channel or something like that aired a show about this, and it was just all about how there was this unexplained sound on the other side of the moon. And
the dark side of the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, get it right. The dark side of the moon.
Dark side of the moon. Great song. So basically, great album, right? That was the name of the album, right?
And movie. There's also a movie.
I have not seen that movie. Well, anyway, back on topic. So basically, NASA was like, well, they've been available on public record for ever.
Yeah.
Since they came out, and so there's a big whole controversy going on. So. Simply put, Kayla, do you believe in aliens?
I mean, I don't believe in Independence Day or Martians or anything like that. No, but I do believe. Shut up. I do believe that there are, because the universe already.
The universe is too big.
It's so big, and then there's so much more outside. I'm no science major or anything, but I know that there's a whole lot out there that is. We can't even fathom it. If we tried to think about it, our brains would explode. So I do believe that there has to be other life forces out there, but I feel like what they heard on the moon
definitely wasn't
aliens. I feel like it was space chatter or something. Once again, this
I think what the report said, it sounded spacey music.
Yeah, they said music.
Like that.
So I already told you this before, and you're gonna make fun of me again. But I think it was David Bowie, even though he wasn't, on the moon at the time. But maybe that's what it. Because I was just saying the other day how a lot of David Bowie's songs were space themed.
Yeah, we were listening to David Bowie making up this outline for our show today, and we listened to 3 David Bowie space songs.
Yeah, there's Space Oddity, Starman, and then
the other one that we listened to that we didn't know existed. But
yeah, I forget. But and there's so much space. So I don't know. I think there's a correlation between this news just popping up again about the sound
And David
and the
Bowie.
recent passing of David Bowie.
And David Bowie.
I think there's something going on
You heard
here.
it first. David Bowie was an alien.
Aliens.
Okay, so our third topic. Disney released a trailer for the upcoming remake of the 1977 film Pete's Dragon.
Or as Mike likes
I
to
like
call
to call
it,
it Peter's Dragon. I don't know why.
Mike is very formal with the owner of the dragon.
I never saw this movie, but you seem to know a little bit about it.
I saw it, and a bunch of my older friends who like were around like kids when the movie first came out, like let's say like they were like 80s kids, they were obsessed with Pete's Dragon. I thought it was nice. It's kind of like what happened with Mary Poppins or movies like that where it's animation mixed with live action.
Okay.
And it's a cute story.
I mean, that's what the trailer looked like.
Yeah.
I believe they released a poster, except it was a moving poster at first.
Yeah.
So it was like almost like a hologram, but like you saw Pete in the front leaning on a tree, and then the dragon like slowly got revealed.
Yeah, I saw that
over
one.
like a few seconds. It was like a vine, I guess.
And someone I know like had I think a friend of mine like watched the trailer. I saw the movie when I was a real little kid, the original, so I don't remember much about the plot. But once again, one of my older friends that saw it a million times said that he thinks it seems that this new remake is taking a bit of a different turn in the story. So
Really?
that's something to look forward to.
I mean, Disney must have a lot of trust in this for them to release it. It's supposed to come out this summer.
Yeah.
It said summer of 2016.
Yeah.
And it just got announced.
We're just hearing about it now.
I find that pretty incredible in the days of where we know about Marvel movies like 14 years ahead of time.
What was I gonna say? Well, dragons seem to be the big fad as of recently. We got Game of Thrones.
Dragons are awesome.
No, they are. I'm not dissing dragons, but we've got the Desolation of Smaug with Lord of the Rings. With the Hobbit series, and then we have obviously Game of Thrones, dragons, and all that. I feel like the fad started with Harry Potter and the dragons. Like it really came.
Those dragons were really cool.
Yeah, the Hungarian Horntail.
What movie was that?
That was in the Goblet of Fire.
Okay, I really liked that movie. That one was really good. I didn't watch all of them, but that one I watched.
Okay, you can get out of the recording studio then. Bye.
No. That's not gonna. I'm gonna do the next topic also, just because I know more about this topic.
Once again, you love it. Yeah. You're so excited about this.
Very excited about this topic. So Kendrick Lamar is introducing NWA into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a passing torch. NWA's from Compton.
Yeah.
Kendrick's from Compton. Kendrick released To Pimp a Butterfly last year, and it did extremely well. People are calling it works of art, stuff like that. So it's just nice to hear things like that people care about our feelings. Do you have any comments about this?
Nothing actually on the story. I have a few comments about you talking about your feelings and how they all care about our feelings.
I don't know what you want from me, Kayla. All right, so.
Okay, on to me?
Go ahead.
Okay, next topic. Khloe Kardashian does not approve of the People versus O.J. Simpson.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, FX obviously has that new series out with...
Have you seen it?
No, I've been dying to see it. It's one of those, like, I really gotta wait till they're all... I think I'm gonna wait till they're all out, then sit down and binge it,
Binge it.
I'm gonna have to binge this. I've heard it's really, really good.
I heard that it's really good for people that didn't know too much about the case.
Yeah.
So people that didn't live through the case would be really interested in watching this. But people that lived through the case, I mean, it was only 20 years ago. 21 years ago now, almost. Yeah. When was the case? In the summer of 1995?
Yeah, June of 1994.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's when the event happened.
Yeah, June of 1994. I knew that. So then the case could have been a whole full year after that, which would be summer of 1995.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure I'm not blowing smoke. So she said that it was messed up for OJ's kids.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, the Kardashians were already linked with the O.J. Simpson trial, obviously, because their father had been his lawyer, and also, like, they were all friends. Like, Kris Jenner, who was Kris Kardashian at the time, was buddies pretty close with O.J. and his family. And what Khloe came out and said, she said, she said it's messed up to it's messed up with different words.
Oh
For
yeah, expletive.
yeah.
Enter expletive that you would all know.
It's messed up for OJ's children. She says that she feels bad for Sydney and Justin, OJ's children. She says you'll never get over your mom being murdered, and now they have to be stalked with paparazzi again because the show is aired again.
And they
And
have to relive this event.
exactly.
Yeah,
I
I
kind
kind
of
of agree with that.
yeah. Although this show seems awesome, and OJ does
Yes, the
I
show
don't
I'm
feel bad
sure
at
is
all
pretty
for
good.
I don't feel bad at all for OJ like having to go through this. But yeah, his kids had nothing to do with it. Nicole, like Simpson being killed, had nothing. Like
Yeah,
they
his
were
kids
all
shouldn't
innocent.
be.
They were all innocent
His
in it.
kids shouldn't be punished for actions that
Yeah.
his dad took.
I feel like
Basically, that's what you're trying to say, correct?
yeah, and like exactly. And what like I don't think the press and the paparazzi, but of course they're going to. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean,
They're just
there's money to be
all
made.
exactly. They're all over his kids. I'm sure. I mean, no, like not. I'm sure they have been.
Well, yeah.
Then that's gotta suck a lot.
Yeah, and
Once
paparazzi
again,
can be
it's
pretty ruthless.
oh yeah, and like you said, it's years and years later. So you think like, okay, this has finally died down. Maybe I can return to a life of normalcy. And then nope, FX makes this show, and we're back in your
Yep.
face.
Yep. 20 years later.
Yeah.
Still going on. All right, so you do also want to take the next one, seeing as I did 2 in a row?
So sure, thanks for considering my feelings.
I'm so appreciative of you being here that I just have to give you more stories.
Yeah, you like me. Okay, here's the big news. I have not seen this movie yet, but I plan on seeing it this weekend.
Neither of us have seen this movie.
Neither of us have seen this movie, but Deadpool grosses 235.4 million, in line to pass. It's due to pass Passion of the Christ for the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time.
That was strange. Yeah. Passion of the Christ made a lot of money. Passion of the Christ made $370 million. The highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. That's incredible. That's like an absurd amount of money.
And and what I find it funny is that the Passion of the Christ was about Jesus and his death, and it was religious. And the movie that's given it a run for its money is Deadpool.
Very far from religious.
Completely different subject.
I'm really excited. I want to go see it as soon as I file for bankruptcy. I will.
When I have money to see it.
But I've heard only good things about this movie. Only good things. Yeah?
I've heard that it is kind of corny, but
Well, that's just the nature of Marvel movies.
Yeah,
I feel like they're all just kind of really corny, but
it's going off of the comic books, and
I
like in the
enjoy
comic
that.
books, it makes sense for it to be corny and
yeah.
stuff.
And me knowing a lot about comics because I'm a nerd, he likes to break the fourth wall.
Yeah,
So I love that kind of stuff.
I don't
Really?
I've never
I think
liked breaking the
that's
fourth wall.
I think that's hilarious.
I think it's cheap humor.
All right, so that's basically it for this segment. Come back, listen to us again. We're going to be talking about, Kayla's going to be talking about the whole Kesha situation.
Yes.
Thanks for listening.